steroids are a shortcut. Peptides are a shortcut until they stop being a shortcut. You can get faster results if you use them compared to not using them. But I've seen too many people use this stuff and then stop and being in a worse place than they have ever started. Why is that the case? Usually, people don't want to work hard. If I could get $1 million clapping my hands or snapping my fingers, do you think I will not do it? Of course, nobody's dumb enough. But the thing is, there is no such thing in this life as something free. You have to pay the price for it. And this means there are always trade-offs, just trade-offs. Nothing is free. So the thing with how I see it with steroids is the trade-off is you amplify your life. If you don't have your diet in check, your water intake in check, daily steps, blood work, food, training, sleep, recovery, and now some factors that you cannot really control, genetic, in place, you are at higher risk of failing. You can do anything perfectly and you can still get fucked in the end. It's a risk, it's a trade-off. But people don't realize that if you don't have the grit, the willpower before you start using them, before you start using steroids, you will not get big in this industry, in this space. People see it as, okay, I will take some testosterone and I will get bigger. Okay. But if all those variables that I just mentioned aren't in place, you will not get your return on investment. The highest you can get, you will get like the bottom one, and you will die faster because you don't know what you are doing. So no, they aren't a shortcut. They are a trade-off if you are willing to accept it or not. Peptides. You can say things like retatrutide or in general GLP-1s don't really have that many side effects, and they are just a hack, right? And I can say that retatrutide, for example, just giving you one example, it will make your fat loss journey a lot easier. But at the end of the day, what matters is having a caloric deficit, walking enough steps, training, and sleeping. This is what matters. If this drug can help you in your path, that's totally fine. But if your path is shit, you can use whatever. You will not be your goal. You will not be there. Of course, you can. I have a lot of people in my comments saying, yeah, steroids are just a cheat code. You will build more muscle if you use steroids and stay at home. No. I've never seen somebody who stays at home, doesn't train, and looks better than somebody who is a natural, who trained for 10 years. The truth is, the majority of people who use steroids are in these few categories. They start using them. In 1 or 2 years, they get screwed over because they don't know what they are doing, and they never touch that again, and they injure themselves or permanently damage themselves. Some of them just use them and just stop because they don't have the grit to do the diet, training, sleep, because it's hard, if going to a gym works, steroid work, peptides work, but you don't see people jacked and shredded around because it's hard. Building a business makes a lot of money, but you don't see people with business all around. Yeah, you can see a few businesses, but the majority of people are working for those businesses. And the point I'm trying to make is that you cannot tell me they are a cheat code. Of course, the champions that are now on the Mr. Olympia stage, they use steroids, yeah, but they will be champions without drugs. That's the difference. I can look better than anybody without any type of drug, but I don't care about trying to be equal with you scums, because I don't see the point. I'm trying to make people feel better about me not using stuff. It's very simple. I am willing to train, I'm willing to sleep, I'm willing to eat, I'm willing to take this stuff seriously, I'm willing to do my blood work. As a summary, I'm willing to sacrifice my life for this one singular goal: to become a fucking bodybuilder. Bodybuilding is more than muscle and leanness. It's the discipline, the character that you are building in time. Because if you think bodybuilding is just how you look, you are completely dumb. And yeah, you should not do bodybuilding or take steroids if you think bodybuilding is just the aesthetics. It's the character building, it's the work ethic, it's the experience, it's the grit, the willpower that you get from doing it. All the 90s and 80s bodybuilders, some of them look better than the others, but for example, Tom Platz, right? Tom Platz had an incredible physique, but no way near the competitors in these days. But his character, his intensity in the gym, his way of talking, his philosophy about him going into training, and his story overall, it's so beautiful. I don't really care about his body. Of course, his body is great, but of course the end goal matters. But what matters most is the path that you are walking. Because usually, as an example, if you are in top shape, if you have a lot of muscle and you are very lean, you will consider that guy. He knows to train, to eat, to sleep, how much water he should drink, maybe how to use steroids, blood work, consistency, willpower, and a lot of attributes that come with that body. If you make a business enough so you can make 1 million, 10 million, $100 million, and you see that guy pulling up in a Lambo or in a supercar, or in an expensive car with a very good body, you will not assume, yeah, he used steroids and he sells drugs. Even if he did that, it's not that if you sell drugs and use drugs, you will become like him. Do you know how many people use drugs to become better looking, or how many people abuse other type of drugs, or how many people work their whole life without becoming rich? There are too many people that fail, but the majority of them didn't really try. And I fucking hate the people that say steroids are a cheat code. Steroids are a cheat code until they aren't a cheat code. I see so many natty bodybuilders saying how many people they saw along the years of using steroids, they look better than them for a period of time, but they stopped and look like shit. The thing with me is not that I want to look good for 2 years or 3 years and then look like shit. I want to look good for the rest of my life. I want to be big and shredded for the rest of my life. And I'm willing to put the work in. I'm willing to eat shit and pin fucking harpoons in my ass to do that. Of course, at some point I have to lower the dosages, even if I do everything perfectly, because after 40, 50 years old, if you want to increase the likelihood of you living, you have to decrease the dosages, right? And I will look worse than my prime. But the funny thing is, it's not that, okay, I don't care about looking better than somebody else. I do this for me. I really do it for me. I don't have the best genetics for muscle mass. I don't have the best insertions. I have the best excuses in this world to not pursue bodybuilding or not make money or stay in my fucking bed and not move at all. Believe me, I have better excuses than you. But the difference between me and you is that it's not that I have no other choice. I choose not have any other choice. Because I think obsession and focus, it's having one singular thing and eliminating the variables.